Hi, everyone. It's been 1 year. That's right. 1 year since we've been doing Wellness Day, a podcast coming to you every Wednesday. And before we get going on this week's very interesting episode, I would like to thank you all. I would like to thank our audience for being a part of this journey from day one. You've been listening in every Wednesday. We've been talking to guests from all over, talking about many, many things. So before we get going, I just want to take this moment to thank you all for being a part of that journey with us and look forward for you to being a part of that journey for many, many more years to come. So thank you. Now, this week's episode, I've got someone very, very special. I've got someone who's been sitting through all these episodes for this last 1 year. He's been here for every minute, for every second. I've got Mr. Cowas Jehangir here. Thank you so much for joining, Cowas. Hey, thank you so much for having me. I have to say that I'm a big fan of everything that you do. Okay, good. First question then for you. What do I call you? Do I call you Cowas? Do I call you Cowie? Do I call you Sir CJ? Do I call you Sir G? Do I call you Cow Cow? Where do I go? You can call me. You can call me Cowie. Let's keep things informal. Okay, fine. We'll go with Cowie because that's easy. First question for you, because I ask this of all my guests, Cowie, is what does wellness mean to you? Wellness, what does that mean to me? Okay, there are 5 pillars that I'm sure you heard me talk about many times now, but I will go back to them. Nutrition, movement, lifestyle. So that's, all your relationships, how you spend your time, your sleep. That's really important. Health checks, and then mental well-being. So those are the kind of 5 pillars that I look at as wellness. And one doesn't really work without the other. It's all this whole holistic thing that we call wellness. Next question. Okay, so these 5 pillars is what you talked about. What does your daily routine look like? Okay, you want to know how crazy I sound, actually. That's the question that you're really asking. Okay, so I will try and wake up by 5:45, drink a whole lot of water in the morning. First thing I do when I wake up. I will have my pre-workout meal, have a coffee, extremely important. Start working out by 7, hopefully finish by about 8, 8:15. Shower, have a good breakfast, which has been the same for a long time now. I will get to work, have my lunch pretty much at the same time. If I don't, I get very hangry. Finish work, go for a walk, which is actually really nice. That's one of my favorite parts of my day now, because that's actually when I can unwind. I can actually take a lot of calls there, so that's actually helpful. So I'm combining work and play and mindfulness. So that's actually a really nice part of the day. You get to be outdoors. That's really nice. Get home, have a shower, have my dinner as early as possible. I'll do a 10-minute walk after my meals, look like a crazy person again, which I'm sure you've seen. Okay, interesting. Wait for a couple of hours, hang out, family, movies, and then try and be in bed by 10. So that's my life. Unless I have to go out and stuff, which is fun, which is where the social angle and all that kind of stuff comes in. But yeah, thank you for making me sound crazy. that's cool. Fair enough. Okay. Right. So we've been doing this now for 1 year. We've been doing these podcasts for 1 year. We've been talking about people doing movement, nutrition, mental well-being, all the pillars that we've talked about. Health checks is another one. So you claim that you do them every year. You've been doing them for a while. So how long you've been doing them for? How often do you do them? How often do I do my health checks? I've been doing them ever since I was 25 every year now. So luckily there are enough people that remind me I need to do them. So I make sure that I do them once a year now. Okay, so what do you do in your health checks actually? You said you do them every year, right? So do you do the same thing every year? Does it change? Is it now that you're becoming older and older? Is there more things that you have to do? What is it that you're doing? So the health checks that I do are, vary. It really depends on the kind of package that you take. You can do something that's like a very basic gold package, or you can go all the way up to what we do as a platinum package. So I can tell you what I just did, and then we can talk about all the ones that we do. So to start with, what did I start with? Now, I started with a blood test, which you can do at home, which you have to do fasting after 12 hours of fasting. So that's one. Yuck. Don't like that. But it's fine. They take them pretty well. Um, then you come to the wellness center and then you do another blood test. Yuck. 2 hours later, which is again they do very well. So that was done. Then from blood test, I'm just trying to think of all the things that you go to because you can go to pretty much head to toe. So from there, I went and did my USG, which is the sonography. So all that fun stuff. They put all that goo on your body and then they scan you that way. Then you do the 2D echo, 3D echo, which is for your heart as well. They put goo there as well, but they clean all that up. What else? Then you do your, I'm trying to remember. You do your X-ray, which is pretty straightforward. Everyone stands and does the X-ray. Then, of course, you do your urine test, which I do many times because I drink a lot of water and I can't hold my bladder. And then we do the stress test, which is a fun one. I like to do that one. I try and outdo my time every time. That's another fun one. What else? There's so many tests that we do over here. You have to keep a track of that. There's a full DEXA scan, which is a head-to-toe scan that you do for your bone health, which is a nice one. There's an audiometry test, which is for your ears, which I did. And I especially need to do that one because I'm a drummer. You do dental. They check your teeth, make sure you have no molars. I eat a lot of chocolate, so I didn't have any molars, so that was good. Or any issues that way. What else? Come on, Kawi, help me out here. What else did I do? Of course, yeah, there's an eye test. Then, of course, there's the nutrition consultation with the nutritionist that I did. There's a consultation with the physiotherapist as well. They show you some nice stretching movements depending on if you have any aches or pains. That was a nice one. I especially like that one. And then, of course, you do consultation with the general physician who talks to you about your entire report that you see as a whole, which is extremely important because otherwise you're just looking at it in isolation. It doesn't really make sense. So it's actually really good to have that consultation at the end of it where the doctor goes through your entire report of everything that you did. So you get to see everything from head to toe and then how the entire body interacts. So, yep, it's pretty comprehensive and takes a good amount of the day, but it's worth it. So, coming back to wellness then, we've talked about many things. What is one aspect of wellness that you think is one area that you can actually improve on that you haven't? Because you pretend that you're pretty good at everything. What is one area that you think you can improve on and do better in? Oh, the aspect of wellness that I can improve on. I think for me, it's probably the mental health aspect. Oh, interesting. Um, I think when I'm journaling, I'm a lot calmer. So anything that helps my mental well-being. When I was doing yoga more, so that was, I think I was more flexible then as well. So that also helps. So I think these two things. Okay. Actually, if I'm being honest, I'll tell you, probably what most people say is I've become too rigid in my scheduling. Does that scare you? I can hear people laughing in the background. So probably loosen up a little bit more. I gave you my crazy schedule, right? So maybe a little bit of easing up on that. Enjoy life a little bit more. That's true. I mean, I completely agree with that. Okay, so coming back, we've been doing this again for 1 year. Long time, but time flies when you're having fun. So, do you have any favorite episodes, any favorite guests, or anything? Picking one episode, that's a tough one. That's like trying to pick your favorite child. Tough one. Um, I I've had some great conversations with many people. What actually stands out is that we've done so many episodes now over 1 year, and the spectrum of episodes that we've had with people has just been incredible. We've got people who are in the hard medical field. We've had oncologists, we've had general practitioners who talking about overall wellness. We've got going all the way to the other end of people who are talking about financial wellness and everything in between. Things like art therapy, music therapy, Bowen therapy, reflexology, acupressure. So, I mean, I can talk about so many episodes. We've talked about people who've just come for their wellness and they're just talking about what they're doing and what they do to stay fit, what they do to stay healthy. So just regular people. So I mean, from that standpoint, we've had so many different people, and it's been fantastic hearing from them that I really can't pick a favorite episode. Does this one count? Can this one be a favorite episode? Hmm. Well, that's good. Treating everyone equally. That's what we always want to do as well. So, next question then. Where would you like to see JWC, the Jehangir Wellness Center, go now? That's a good question, actually. Um, Honestly, I'd just like to see it accessible to everyone. You know, wellness today is becoming a buzzword for a lot of people. It's becoming a fad word. I genuinely would like to see anyone being able to walk through a wellness center. I mean, to be honest, we've created a great space over here, but it's something that should be available to all. And that's what we try and do over here. Whether we do that, would like to see that it available through insurance through people, or whether various schemes, or just keeping the pricing appropriate. It should be Anybody should be able to walk in and treat their wellness as their priority. We're not trying to sell anyone's health. We're trying to empower their health over here. So that's honestly the pathway I'd like to see. I mean, we keep adding various therapies and various holistic programs that can add to wellness. I talked about the number of episodes that we've talked about with so many different people. We keep adding those things and making it accessible to everyone. That's honestly where I would like it to see it go. I mean, obviously, we'd like to add more centers and so forth, but that's the material side. If it's making impact to one person, that's good enough for me. That's a good one. I like that. Any stories that you'd like to leave us with, from stories from the Wellness Center, from this podcast, or anything that you would like to leave us with that would bring us back? Hmm. Yeah, there's actually one, and this is actually a true story. So, we started these podcasts about a year ago now, and I got a message on Instagram maybe about 3 months ago from someone who I've never met before. She messaged me saying that her mother used to come here to Jehangir Hospital for her health checks, and then she stopped after a long time. And she didn't know that this space existed in its new avatar that you see here today. And she came for a health check with her mother to the JWC over here, and they did their health checks together. And when she did her health check, something very minor popped up, which was basically some condition that her mother had. So it obviously came down to her, and she hadn't done a health check before, and she only did it over here because she felt comfortable doing it over here. So she did it, and obviously they detected something minor at the time. So they asked her to come back for a follow up, have these medicines, and etc. etc. So she came back 3 months later, and they said that yep, you're fine, you're on your track. Just keep doing what you're doing. Come back for your health check whenever, and we'll just monitor it that way. And she was, pretty grateful that just the fact that I did my health check and this came up. So yeah, just as I said, if you make a difference like that to one person, everything that we do here is completely worthwhile. That is actually a very moving one. And that's honestly why we do what we do. If we change one life, if we make a difference to one life, then that's really worth everything that we do over here. 1 year. Any last words you'd like to leave us with? Yeah, actually, there's a lot of people behind this camera that have put this together. There's the pitch team with Simon and Feroz, whose brainchild this is. There's JYP, who've make me and you look extremely good on camera, and I know how difficult that is for you, especially. We've got Aarti, who's managed to keep the show running. She gets all the guests together, and she laughs at all your bad jokes. We've got Hanos from Pitched as well. We've got Dipali, who's the head of this department over here, or the head of this center over here that keeps everything flowing. So there's so many people that deserve recognition for what we've been doing for this last 1 year and for the JWC as a whole. So we've got to keep that going. Well, thank you, Kavi. That was very sweet of you to acknowledge the team. You could be a little bit better though, but we'll work on you together. But more people that I think we should be thanking. We should be thanking all the guests that we've had. They've been an absolute pleasure. As I said, we've had such a spectrum of people. So being able to do that and have more guests, it's going to be fantastic as we keep going forward. So thank you to our guests. Thank you to our audience. Thank you to everyone who's been a part of the journey. So thank you, and see you for another one and many more. Well, why am I looking at you? I should be looking there. So we'd like to thank you again for being a part of this journey with us, and look forward to seeing you for next week's episode. Thank you, and see you all next week.